Welcome to the Cleve, Loveland, and Lone Ranger Show, delivering you all of your real estate and mortgage news. For the past 25 years, this is where you get all of your real estate news on how to sell a house, how to buy a house, how to get the money, how much will the money cost, where are rates at, how to get your home ready to sell. If you're a buyer, how do you compete with multiple offers? This is what we do on the Cleve, Loveland, and Lone Ranger Show. And all of these things we will cover today. The big news I want to get to first is inventory. Inventory for the first part of the year started to really drop in January, got cut in half, just about 60% of where we were in January right now. Got about 3,000 homes for sale. And I think we've bottomed out. There's a lot of people calling me that weren't thinking about selling. Now they are. They're getting absorbed pretty quickly, and this will keep going. So, but this is not a bubble. That's the big question we get. We always talk about it on the show. We don't have irresponsible lending. We're going to talk to the Lone Ranger about that. We have demand, we have inflation coming in. Florida's just going to be a more expensive state.
That's an understatement, isn't it?
Yeah, and so, but Bruce, I just read something else about, you and I haven't talked in a week, but where are we at on rates? I mean, we know we're not going to see the twos again.
So, here's the thing. I still think rates are unbelievable, but let's just put this in perspective, because this is not a commercial show. This is a reality show about what's going on in the news. The lowest rates we had were the end of last year, beginning of this year. Those rates are in the rearview mirror. Rates have trickled up a little bit, but they're still very attractive. I mean, you can still get a 30-year fixed rate in the low threes, in some cases maybe even the high twos, 15-year no cash out refi or purchases, definitely in the mid twos with really good credit. FHA, VA still attractive. However, if anyone that's listening to our show, Cleve, listens to the news, then they heard in the last 3 days that the feds are considering what inflation is going to do to interest rates, and they flat out said, expect rates to start rising.
Yeah.
Well, if that's not glaring for anybody out there listening that is sitting on the fence to buy a home, right, or has not refinanced yet because they're too busy.
I just sent somebody to you last week. I couldn't believe it. I said, wait a minute, what's your rate at? And they said they were at like 4.99 on a 30. And I'm like, you definitely need to call.
Yep, we're taking care of that customer too. And there's still some stragglers out there, and that might be you. And when it comes to straggling, I get it. I mean, you and I, Cleve, are super busy, but we have to find time to make sure that our financial affairs are in order. Yep. And your mortgage is a financial affair, probably one of the biggest that you'll have.
It is. And what burns me up, Bruce, is I hear a lot of people advertising on this station and others about call us, we'll suck some equity out. And that's not the right thing to do. I think people should be shortening their term. Now, yes, maybe you want to take care of some credit card debt or pay off a car, but don't be that hamster in the wheel, be a refi-aholic like I was in the 90s.
Right.
And every time rates dropped from 7 to 6.5, I would refinance my house, pull out 10 grand, and I think I supercharged my Mustang a couple times.
Well, yeah. And it still wasn't as fast.
It wasn't as fast as your car, yeah. Right.
So, but here's the thing. And a lot of you folks that are listening to me have already called me about refinancing. Many of you I've already refinanced. And the others, I just got off the phone with a guy named Joseph yesterday. Really nice guy, listens to the show religiously. But I ran the numbers for him, and I'm like, Joe, I just wouldn't do it. It's just not worth it. Yeah. It doesn't make sense. And I know that there would have been a lot of predatory lenders that you think are reputable, because they have a national presence, but they would take advantage of that. I think that there are a lot of reasons to refinance. Lower your rate enough to lower the payment. If you're not cashing out any money, then you should have a 36-month or less break-even period. If you don't meet that test, I'll tell you not to do anything.
Or shorten the term.
To a 15-year loan.
Yep.
Okay. Now, I've got a sale on 15-year loans right now where
we got a blue light special?
I do have a blue light special. So listen to this, guys. If your credit score is not, 760, 800, but it's in the mid sixes, low sevens, on a 30-year fixed refi or purchase, you're going to pay what's called risk-based pricing. So you don't get the same rate that the 800 credit score borrower gets. No one does.
Yeah.
Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac hit us for that right off the bat before the bank even gets the money to lend to you. However, on a 15-year refinance, no cash out, I'll get you the same rate that I'm going to get the 800 credit score borrower on a no cash out refi if you convert to 15. Smartest thing you could do financially. Or if you have a lot of other debt, Cleve, like let's say that they're carrying some heavy car loans, a boat loan, whatever that is, consolidate that, pay all that off, cash it out, take the money that you're accustomed to paying now between the mortgage and all your debt. Either save it or pay the mortgage down, and then you can still go 30-year to 30-year, but consolidate your debt, and then you're actually going to pay the mortgage off in 10, 15 years. It makes sense. What about people that got an FHA loan, and now they've got the equity to get rid of the mortgage insurance?
Yeah. Yep.
What about people that pay our mortgage insurance on a PMI that put 5 or 10% down, and they've had the house for a year and a half, and now they have the equity?
Well, these are the things you talk to people about when you, like, I'll sit down with people sometimes when they're selling, and it won't be the right time to sell. My first question is, where are you going? Because that's the hard part nowadays. But if they're not ready to sell, or they don't see what they like out there, I'm like, let's wait 6 months. Or they're only going to get $50,000 because they just bought the house 2 years ago. I said, well, let's give it another year, and I'll check in with you and let you know. You might get $80,000 a year from now because your mortgage is down and the market's gone up.
Right.
That's a big difference depending on what they're doing, and it's different for every family, and that's what you and I do. What's the phone number for people to reach you?
407-250-9144. 407-250-9144, or WeBringYouHome.com.
And Cleve Loveland, and I'm at 407-352-8118 and cleveloveland.com. You can reach me anytime. I will be the one coming to your house to help you price it, to help you get ready to sell. I will be the one visiting your property. That always amazes people. I show up and they're like, well, I called some other people and they were going to send me their junior newbie. And I show up, I'm like, no, I'm the one that's going to keep in touch with you. My team and I, we all know what's going on. They help me stay on the road all day. In fact, you and I were just talking about car problems because we put so many miles on our cars. But also, Bruce, what's the date on our next wealth seminar?
Okay, so we have the Retire as a Millionaire, which is our Leapfrog program that we will be doing at 6 p.m. on June 23rd. So that's coming right up.
That's next Wednesday. Yep. This coming Wednesday.
Yep. And so you have to register in advance for that. So you go to WeBringYouHome.com, go to my calendar events page, and register for our wealth building seminar. If you don't own a home right now, or you own a home and you want to learn how to amass wealth, the easiest possible way, I mean, you're talking to me. I'm not the most complicated person, and I'm certainly not a financial genius, but it helped me amass a lot of money, and I'm going to show you how to use our Leapfrog program on how you can do the same thing the easiest possible way. I'm telling you, it's a no-brainer. If you are a real estate agent, every one of your clients should be sent to this program, okay? Now, that's Retire as a Millionaire, our wealth building class on June 23rd at 6 p.m. Write that down. Our next class that I'm going to be doing, which is a strategies for realtors. So realtors understand what's going on in the market, and that's going to be on July 15th at 10 a.m., and then I'm doing another construction perm class, which will be on July 28th at 6 p.m. You must go to WeBringYouHome.com or call me at 407-250-9144. We'll get you all the information. You can always reach Cleve at 407-352-8118. Cleve and his team are amazing. And like he said, he'll come out personally and evaluate your home and tell you what you need to do to get the most money to sell it and how fast it's going to take. How long is it taking you if somebody listens to you? Mm-hmm. Okay. And I think most of your customers do.
Yep.
Not all of them.
Yep.
You know who you are out there that's not listening. What is it taking on average right now from the time you put that sign in the yard, put it on MLS, till you got offers on the table?
Well, I have my special market maker program I developed back in 2005 for this kind of crazy market. We started off there to make sure we expose the house. So I'm going up on the market for about 5 days. And I put it in MLS saying, hey, it's going active. We're taking all offers. Get them in by Monday at 10 a.m.
All right, well, stop right there because I want to ask you a question because that's really important. So in other words, you put it on the market. When are you getting your first call?
As soon as it hits, the realtors will start calling me.
So as soon as it hits, you're starting to get phone calls, but you're not accepting offers.
They can send me offers, but then I have 4 to 5 days to get 5 to 15 to 25 offers. So you're letting
the offers brew.
I'm letting them brew. And the one thing is, I tried it for a little longer. People would pull their offers out. That's too long. They get impatient.
They didn't think they were going to get it.
They were cooking too long.
They didn't want to miss out on
So I was
another
overcooking it. So we percolate it the right amount of time, and then I have time to look at who's fast-tracked and who's the best buyer, who knows they can close, who's going to waive appraisal. Because it's not always about who will go. I had one go 50,000 over list on a house, Bruce, but when I said, hey, I know it won't appraise for that. Does your buyer have the extra cash? So we ended up selling about 10,000 over list to all. I had 5 other offers about 10,000 over list. That's what I was looking for. And the one that got it was the one that was fast tracked.
Oh, that's fantastic. So fast track, we will talk about in the next segment on how we can position you as a buyer to be as close to a cash buyer as you could possibly be without paying cash, and increase your chances on becoming the winning offer by about 70%. So you're then putting the house on the market, letting offers come in. Now let's just say you got, and this would not be out of the question, 5 to 10 offers.
That's about average. Yeah.
Then you're going to evaluate the offers.
Yep.
Then you're going to get on the phone with the agents and say, I got 10 offers, 5 of them I'm really interested in.
Yeah.
One of them's yours. I want to know what your highest and best is right now.
Yep.
Then does your customer understand that this house might not appraise?
Yeah, that's what I go through with them.
And do you have the cash to make up the difference?
And that's the question I asked. What's funny is, Bruce, I might have, let's say I get 10 offers. 2 will be from Bless Their Little Heart Real Estate, and they come in below list, even when I tell them there's multiple offers. The realtors don't know how to control their client and advise them correctly. The other offers, let's say I got 3 or 4 that go above list. Those are the ones that I talk to and ask that. Now, I'll ask all 4 that are above list price, and only 2 will call me back. And I'm not like pressuring them, call me back in 10 minutes. This is like I call them Sunday night because we're ceasing offers Monday at noon, and I'll get only 2 calls back out of the 4 calls I put out.
Right.
So are you working with the right agent? And this is why I just say, save yourself some time. Call me at 407-352-8118. One of my great agents will help you out if you're having trouble finding your home.
And you do have some great agents. You got great buyer's agents because, matter of fact, I have a client that's flying into town to look at property that I'm going to be hooking up with Nanette. Love working with Nanette and Mike on your team as buyer's agents. Very professional. That is not Cleve handing off his buyers to a minion that's a showing instruction agent. These are licensed agents.
A part-timer that works at the grocery store. These are my full-timers. If my agents don't sell homes, they've been with me a long time. If they don't sell homes and know how to write offers, they don't work with me.
Right.
So,
and that's why you've got a strong small team, not a ginormous team of just a bunch of wannabe realtors.
We want to deliver a great experience. We know it's chaotic. It's probably the most chaotic thing. Besides having a baby or getting married, buying a house is the next thing on that list. How much time we got, Bruce? About a minute?
We got about half a minute.
All right. So phone number for you.
407-250-9144, 407-250-9144, or webringyouhome.com.
Getting ready to sell, I've got a 50-point checklist on how to do that, whether you're 6 days away from going on the market or 6 months. I help people all the time with that and save them money and make them money. 407-352-8118 or cleveloveland.com.
Yeah, we'll be back in 5 minutes with more of Cleve Loveland and the Lone Ranger Radio Show. Stay tuned. We got some really important things to talk about. They're going to help you save money.